Are you a home buyer or home seller in Washington, North Carolina?
We do these videos for you every single month, so you have your real data of what's going on right here in our market, and not just looking around and saying, well, what's going on in the national average. We want to know what's going on right here, right now in Washington. That's why we give you all of this information.
And what we are real estate agent in the area, and we gather this one to help us and to help our client
Absolutely.
to make the informed decision. And saying that, today we wanted to start with the inventory, no?
Absolutely. So there was, how many homes are currently listed for sale in Washington, North Carolina? And the answer is 57. The month before that was 56. The year before that was 51, which is an 11.8% increase from last year for homes homes for sale. What about under contract?
The houses that are on contract and they're going to
Which is
close
pending.
in 30 days are 27 homes in months of January that we have the data, and months before that in December was 16. Last year at this time was 25. Therefore, you look at the numbers, even we are more than last year by 8%.
However, before his last year over year, I want to point out that month to month change, and I want to point out the last week in December, interest rates started to drop, and the expected interest rates are going to drop this year significantly. So we see already in this data, people were saying, hey, interest rates started going down. It was my snap, because a lot of people already said, let me make a decision and go under contract, because to 16 to 27 in 1 month time, that's a lot of people who said now's the time.
Exactly. Now, if you're looking at the sold homes in the January 2024 and December 2023, we had 15 homes. That really is because still those homes that sold is not, they didn't feel the interest rate is dropping. No, therefore they will have a more or less the same data.
But again, last week in December, sold homes in January would have been houses under contract.
Exactly,
in
a month
December.
before. Yeah.
So you can see it takes a little time in the data to show up. So having that 15 to 15 change, like 15. Next month, I'm really more interested in seeing what the actual sold is, since there was 27
And still
pending.
we are close to the last year data. Last year at this time we had 14 homes sold in the area, and this year 15. Therefore, we had 7.1% increase. Even from last year, we had more
And
sold
here's
homes.
another great data point for would-be home buyers and possibly would-be home sellers. We look at the inventory rate, which is gives us a math number, and basically this math number is under 6 sellers market, over 6 buyers market. However, this is the highest I've seen it in a while. I'm going to point that out there. So with that, with active homes plus pending divided by sold gives us this number. And what is that number?
5.6 months for the months of January that we finished. In the months of December last year was 4.8 months. Last year at this time was 5.43. Therefore, you see that we have the inventory rate more than, as my wife said, from this year to last year is really better.
So if you're looking for a deal, might now be the best time. Now, average days on the market. Before we get into average days on the market and what this means for you as a home buyer and home seller, we need to do our introduction. So
let's hit it.
Hi, it's Alan Victoria. Welcome to our channel and podcast.
And if this is your first time in our podcast and YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe and get notified.
Also, you can call text all the time, 252-327-3357. We love talking to you. Don't be shy. Also, grab our buyer's guide and seller's guide in the description below. Hi, let's talk about the days on the market. In January 2024, there were 62 days on the market for Washington, North Carolina.
Exactly. And the last months before that, in December 2023, was 59. And so we are close, just 3 days more delay, and 30 days last year this time. And that means our number is definitely going to get better and better, get shorter and shorter. And then looking at more data, which is important, the median list price and median sale price. No?
Right, so median list price in Little Washington was basically, I want to point out, median. We look at the middle number on a spreadsheet, and we look at what's in the middle, and this is the data, because most houses are going to be in the middle of the road for what's going on right now in the market. So we have to look at where your house is, price point, and all of this stuff. Our listing price is not necessarily going to ever be the same home as sales price, because sales price, we're going to look at the data again. So those are two separate numbers. So with that, we see the median list price was $295,500. The month before that,
no, there's just $295.
$295,000. Okay, I'll let you do it.
And in December 2023, we had $300,745. And last year at this time, we had $286,900, which brings us to 2.8% of increase from last year to this year.
Now, with the sales price, again, not the same house. So 123 Main Street isn't some big sale. The median sale price was $245. The month before that was $277, and the last year at this time was $228,500, which brings us to a change of 7.2%.
Therefore, increase of 7.22. Now, let's move more details because we talk about the inventory rate. Now we're going to focus on the inventory monthly supply, which is going to help you to understand more better what's going on in this market.
So when we look at this, we like to divide the data into how much is new construction, how much is previously owned. With that, we say January 2024 was 0.9 months of new construction and previously owned was 1.7. So most of the homes in Little Washington are actually pre-owned homes.
And in months of December 2023, we had just 0.4 months of brand new construction supply and 1.5 months of pre-owned homes.
So again, pre-owned homes kind of predominate Little Washington.
Exactly. Now we wanted to focus on how you can understand the price of a home, and that's the way of down and dirty way that we wanted to talk about.
Most homes in Little Washington are going to be single family homes. There's not a lot of condos, not a lot of townhomes. They do appear, but they are statistically irrelevant in these data because there's not a lot of them for sale at this moment. So with that, all new construction, I'm going to do new, and this is mostly just single family, it's going to be $182 a square foot. What about previously owned?
And in previously owned, actually for all previously owned, $143.
Right. So we want to kind of point out, now if you're a home buyer, I told you already earlier in the data that interest rates started to fall last week in December.
No, why we should go there? No, we have more data to share.
I forgot. I couldn't find the data. Here it is. Let's talk about mean home value.
Exactly. Now we're going to talk about the mean value, home value. What is that?
Mean is going to be a weighted average. Okay. Weighted average is going to be something that they take into account the mansion, they take in the shacks, and they get a weighted number so those don't pull all the numbers one way or the other. We get a real true value of what home values are happening in the market right now. With that, mathematically, what is the mean home value in January?
$216,474 in months of January 2024. December 2023, we had $215,560. And if you're looking at the year before, we had $204,557. Which brings us how much appreciation?
5.8% appreciation for home value.
From year over year, yeah.
Right. And okay, so also I want to point out median rent in Washington right now is $900. So this is actually a pretty affordable rent.
Yes, in Washington, North Carolina. Now, what is a suggestion?
What I want to say if you're a home buyer, if you're a home buyer and interest rates are starting to fall and you don't want to get into bidding wars because that's probably coming in the spring again, because if there's more people believing that the interest rates are down and they can afford a home, that's more competition for a home. So which means there's only so many homes that go for sale, and when you have a lot of people who want to buy a home, that will increase the price. We have to have bidding wars again, due diligence, crazy talks. If you want to buy a home really kind of for list price, now is the time. If you want to get a deal, now's the time. That's all I can say.
And even if you're a home seller, definitely we need to talk with and connect with us real estate professionals, Alan Victoria, and we're gonna make sure that we run the numbers for you, the comps, which is the comparables for all the property, and make sure that we give you the clear idea of what it needs to be done. And also based on the data, technically we are 5.6 months of the inventory rate, which put us still is in seller's market, but we are at the edge of the being seller's market. The houses appreciated. How much they were appreciated? They were appreciated basically based off the data, 5.8%, which I forgot. And also the sold price was 7.22% increase, which means we need to stage the house correctly, take those beautiful pictures, and do good marketing for you till you get the top dollar for your house.
So please don't forget to call us at 252-327-3257. And also like and subscribe so we can continue doing these videos for you.
Exactly.